Coming up, Wilmington City Council welcomes a new councilperson. And if you haven't received your 2022 relief check yet, you're running out of time. What you need to know. Plus, got a surf fishing tag or state park pass on your Christmas list? Why officials are saying not to rush. All this plus your local sports and weather starts right now. It's been almost 2 months since a position opened in Wilmington City Council, but as of this week, a recommendation has been made. Hello and welcome to DETV News. And we begin with the Wilmington City Council's recommendation of Letitia Bracey for the vacant at-large City Council seat. The Committee of the Whole of the Wilmington City Council reviewed various letters of interest and resumes from qualified candidates. After conducting 15 public interviews, Bracey was recommended. The full-body council will vote tonight. If the proposed resolution passes, a swearing-in and oath of office will take place at that same meeting. And one of the longest-serving members on the Delaware Supreme Court, he's turned in his retirement papers. Justice James T. Vaughn Jr. plans to retire in May of 2023. He was appointed to the Supreme Court in October 2014 by then-Governor Jack Markell. Prior to that, Vaughn was a state Superior Court judge starting in 1998. Vaughn is the son of former state Senator James T. Vaughn, for whom the Vaughn Correctional Center in Smyrna is named. In other news, a car crash in Glasgow has left one person dead and the other listed in serious but stable condition. Police say the driver, an Elkton man, was speeding and driving on the wrong side of the road when he slammed head-on into a pickup truck on Route 40. The driver was taken to Christiana Hospital where he later died. The Newark man and driver of the pickup truck is listed in serious but stable condition. Now that crash pushed the number of traffic fatalities so far this year above what Delaware experienced in all of last year. Delaware Department of Transportation says as of this week, 140 people have died in traffic crashes here in the first state. This surpasses all the people killed last year on Delaware's roadways, which was the most since the year 2006. Now, DelDOT officials said 45% of fatalities are single car accidents and 38% of fatalities are due to road or lane departures. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says there were 4 top causes that contributed to fatal crashes last year here in the first state. Here they are. The most common fatal crash in Delaware were those involving pedestrians. Failure to yield to the right-of-way came in second, followed by fatal crashes attributed to speeding. And lastly, of course, driving under the influence. Other causes that ended in fatal crashes were driving the wrong way, distracted driving, and improper lane passing. With a month still remaining in this year and a busy month at that, officials are cautioning drivers as thousands of Delawareans will take to the roads in the coming days and weeks to visit family and friends near and far. Drugs and alcohol were contributing factors in 36% of fatal crashes last year and serves as a reminder to us all to drive sober. Now with that, the State Office of Highway Safety recently launched its Safe Family Holiday campaign. The campaign aims to address the leading causes of holiday crashes in Delaware. The department encourages Delawareans to make responsible decisions. The campaign will run through December 31st, utilizing high visibility enforcement to reach high-risk audiences. To ensure it reaches those right audiences in the right places, the office has partnered with businesses and organizations, including bars and restaurants, faith-based organizations, and holiday markets. The Delaware Office of Highway Safety says that during the holidays, people tend to get wrapped up in celebrations and activities and relax their driving behaviors. The office wants to remind drivers of poor winter weather conditions, increased holiday traffic, and like we said, more pedestrian activity, meaning more dangerous conditions that require your full attention behind the wheel. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, research shows that the first state is #1 for African-American tech companies. We'll tell you more. Plus, Shakira Denise is here to tell you all about the weather this upcoming weekend and some holiday events you're not going to want to miss. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Still searching for cheap gas prices? Dump the pump and ride DART. You can DART to your destination for only $4 all day. Let DART do the driving while you enjoy our free Wi-Fi available on all buses statewide. While scrolling through your favorite apps, don't forget to download DART's free transit app for real-time bus information and enjoy the convenience of contactless fare payment through DART Pass. So what are you waiting for? Dump the pump and try transit. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
A new beginning, a second chance. Call it what you want, but this is what never giving up looks like. This is what finding someone who believes in you looks like. I thought Goodwill was just a store until a friend told me about Train to Gain through Goodwill's Job Resource Center. After 5 years away, I had a lot of self-doubt and fear about my future. But Goodwill had my back, and today, I love where I work. They matched me with an employer who believes in second chances. And now, I have a new start thanks to Goodwill.
To learn more about Goodwill's career development opportunities, call today.
Well, the weather's been pretty up and down this week and over the past holiday as well. Let's see what this fall weather looks like for the first full weekend of December. Shakira.
You're absolutely right about the weather being up and down, and it looks like that fluctuation will continue into the weekend. On Feel Good Friday, we'll have a nice but cool day with sunny skies and a high of 50 degrees. For Saturday, we're looking at warmer weather with temperatures in the 60s, but I wouldn't put up those outdoor decorations if I were you, because we'll definitely be seeing some showers. And wrapping up the weekend on Sunday, the temperature will drop down to about 45 degrees with partly cloudy skies and some showers in the evening. Don't get too upset because cold weather is just a sign that the holiday is near. With Christmas just around the corner, there's lots of holiday events coming soon in the month of December. This weekend, Rockwood is hosting the 22nd Holiday Open House. The park will be lit with festive lights in the garden, free photos with Santa, mini train rides, and local performances. The open house will be held this Friday and Saturday from 5 to 9 p.m. with free admission. Rockwood's museum tours are also free throughout the entire month of December, and the holiday lights will be on display through the new year. Also coming up on December 9th and 10th, Glasgow Park is hosting a holiday celebration and market from 5 to 8 p.m. Dozens of local artisans will be selling unique gifts and treats for the whole family. Not to mention a ride around the farmhouse on the Toyland train and, of course, selfies with Santa. That's all for your 3-day weekend weather forecast. I'm Shakira Denise, and make sure to stay warm and stay safe. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Shakira. Now, we want to remind you that DETV also posts daily weather sponsored by DART First State all across our social media platforms, so be sure to like, follow, and share. And speaking of our friends at DART, this weekend, DART is having an open house hiring event at the Delaware Transit Corporation. DART has many positions opening and is offering a sign-up bonus of up to $3,000. The community event will be held on this Saturday, that's December 3rd, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. For more information and to register, head to dartfirststate.com. And heads up, if you haven't gotten your $300 stimulus check yet, time is running out. There's just over 2 weeks left for Delaware residents to submit applications for the latest round of relief checks worth up to $300. Governor Carney signed legislation back in April that established the 2022 Delaware Relief Rebate Program, hoping to give $230 million to taxpayers at the time. Delaware residents only have up until December 15th to file for the rebate, after which no additional applications will be accepted. The state has so far issued over 780,000 direct payments of $300 each for each Delaware resident. However, state officials said that thousands more residents do qualify for those rebates. Online applicants must provide valid Delaware residential mailing addresses, social security numbers, and active driver's license or ID cards that were issued by December 31st of last year. Head to the website on your screen for additional information. In other news, a new study has revealed Delaware as the most influential state for African American tech companies. That Sister, a lifestyle website, studied 500 technology companies founded in the last 5 years by African Americans and discovered that Delaware comes in first with the highest influence score of 16.1 out of 20. Their research showed that Delaware is home to one African-American tech company for every 168,000 people. That's the best ratio of people to companies out of all 50 states. Following behind in second place is California, then New York, Illinois, and Massachusetts rounds out the top 5. Well, it's time. The coveted surf fishing permits went on sale this past Tuesday. But there was no need to rush to Delaware State Park entrances or flood the online system like in previous years. And here's why. There is no limit to the number of surf fishing permits sold this year. Parks and Rec staff hope that eliminating the cap will make for a much less chaotic sale period than the past couple of years when surf fishing permits sold out in record time. Why are these so popular? Well, these permits for drive-on beach access for fishing in designated areas at Delaware State Parks. Anyone wishing to drive onto the beach and fish must buy one of these permits and place that sticker on a surf fishing license plate. The price of an annual surf fishing permit will set you back anywhere between $70 to $180. For more information, head to destateparks.com. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, some health news local to the first state we want you to hear about. Stay with us. You're watching DETV News.
Government doesn't make a move without an agenda, some type of plan. The problem is we haven't been on the agenda. Sometimes we're overlooked. Sometimes our interests aren't the interest of those in power. I'm your host, Kerwin Gaines, on DETV's new show, The Agenda. We're going to do our best to ensure that you, Delawareans, are knowledgeable about what's going on in the Assembly. Federal government, local government, it doesn't matter. We're going to do our best to ensure that folks that make the agenda on a daily basis have to answer for it. Let them explain what they're doing. If it affects you, it's on the agenda.
And welcome back. Christiana Care is inviting women who are undergoing cancer treatment to join them at the Helen Graham Cancer Center on Monday, December 5th from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. for the Look Good, Feel Better event. This is an event where volunteer beauty professionals lead in-person workshops to provide tips and tools to women with cancer that include skin, nail care and makeup application, wig selection and care, as well as scarves, turbans, and hats. Workshops are free of charge and open to all women who are undergoing cancer treatment. The program is offered through a collaboration of the Look Good, Feel Better Foundation and the Professional Beauty Association. For assistance or questions, you can call 302-623-4661 or visit Christiana Care's Facebook page. And moving a little further south now, Bay Health is holding career fairs throughout the month of December and offering up to $10,000 sign-on bonuses for nurses. Bay Health is looking to hire nurses, medical assistants, electricians, cooks, techs, administrative assistants, accountants, and much more. Additionally, Bay Health is bringing nearly 70 new jobs to Sussex County with the opening of Bay Health Total Care in Milton, which is slated to open early next year. The state-of-the-art facility will feature a hybrid emergency and walk-in center, primary and specialty care practices, and lab and imaging services. Hiring managers and recruiters will be at each career fair to conduct on-site interviews. You are asked to come prepared with copies of your resume. And remember to ask about that enhanced sign-on bonus program for nurses. You could be eligible for up to $10,000. And the floodgates have opened on the flu, with millions of people across the United States reporting the illness and nearly 3,000 deaths from influenza since the beginning of October. That's according to the CDC. Now, Delaware has reported more than 2,000 cases, with the number of cases increasing each week. With the start of the holiday season and large family gatherings, cases are expected to keep rising. The CDC says we are likely to see an increase in the coming weeks. To find a flu vaccination site near you in Delaware, go to flu.delaware.gov. Well, there's a lot going on in sports in Delaware. We're in the midst of our high school football playoffs, and the Delaware Blue Hens have a big trip coming up this weekend. Nick is here right after this break to break it all down for us. Stay with us.
Still searching for cheap gas prices? Dump the pump and ride DART. You can DART to your destination for only $4 all day. Let DART do the driving while you enjoy our free Wi-Fi available on all buses statewide. While scrolling through your favorite apps, don't forget to download DART's free transit app for real-time bus information and enjoy the convenience of contactless fare payment through DART Pass. So what are you waiting for? Dump the pump and try transit. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Welcome back into DETV News. I'm Nick Alessandrini, and it's time to talk a little Delaware sports. We have championships set for classes 1A and 3A, and two fantastic matchups this weekend for our Class 2A semifinals. Plus, the Hens make their way to South Dakota to take on the top-seeded Jackrabbits in the round of 16 this weekend. We begin with high school football and some big playoff games from last weekend, and it got started on Friday afternoon with the Class 2A quarterfinals between Friends and Lake Forest. This one was close early, but the Quakers offense just a little too explosive. Senior quarterback Robbie Tattersall had a heck of a day as he got the scoring started on the second play from scrimmage with a 65-yard touchdown run. Tattersall had over 200 yards rushing and 16 carries and finished 8 of 12 passing for 165 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had big touchdown plays to Jason Hughes, Jaden Willie, and Hudson Zawakis in the win. Friends remain undefeated and will take on the winner of our next matchup between Red Lion and St. Mark's. So let's talk about this one. We'll start it early where Red Lion would strike first. They lost that first matchup back in the regular season 48-0, but this program has come a long way. Freshman quarterback Evan Budinger will find Kyle Manley for a 65-yard touchdown. Red Lion up 6-0 after the missed PAT. St. Mark's, though, would answer back-to-back with touchdowns. Touchdown passes from James Campbell to Logan Klein, one from 28 yards, and then they would connect again, a 45-yard touchdown connection, but the run wouldn't stop there as running back Donovan Artis takes this carry up the middle for 35 yards and a touchdown. 21 unanswered points for the Spartans. Red Lion would fight back with a drive capped off by a 26-yard touchdown pass from Budinger to the freshman Malik Pinkett, but the Spartans would keep finding ways to score. Senior TJ Martin would score the first points of the second half on a 20-yard touchdown carry, and his day wouldn't be over. Neither was Logan Klein's, as he would finish off the hat trick with a 35-yard touchdown catch from Campbell. Then again, TJ Martin, this time an 89-yard touchdown run to seal the deal, and the Spartans advanced to play Friends with a 45-18 victory over Red Lion. Then another big Class 2A quarterfinal as number 5 Archmere met number 4 Howard in another regular season rematch. Two explosive offenses, but the defense was the story here. 0-0 game heading into the third when Archmere quarterback Chris Albero fakes the belly read, keeps it around the edge, breaking a tackle on his way to a 32-yard touchdown run. Hawks up 6-0 after the failed PAT. That score would stand into the fourth quarter when Archmere's Cole Finesse punches it in from 3 yards out to extend the lead to 13-0. Archmere would burn the final 8 minutes of game clock on its way to a 13-0 win and a trip back to the 2A semifinals where they will meet undefeated Caravel, who handled Newark 42-0. Both Class 2A semifinals are set for this weekend. Other big winners from over the weekend, though, they include the Dover Senators, who took down St. George's 48-14 on their way back to the championship for the first time in 21 years. And they will meet the best team in the state, the Smyrna Eagles. They rolled Middletown in a championship rematch from last season, last week, 48-0 behind Brian Wright and Ymir Knight. The Class 3A championship is set for December 10th at the University of Delaware. In Class 1A, we have a championship rematch between number 1 Laurel and number 2 St. Elizabeth's. Laurel cruised to a 48-14 victory over Tatna last weekend, and the Vikings earned a tough 46-35 win over Seaford. These two teams have been on a collision course all season, and the champion will be decided December 10th at the University of Delaware. That game is the first to kick off at noon. Now over to some college football as the Hens are heading to the round of 16. After going from a top 10 ranked team early in the season, Delaware dropped 4 out of the last 6, but ended up sneaking into the field when they were selected last Sunday to head to the playoffs. Well, they put that down to rest with a 56-17 walloping of the St. Francis Red Flash. Now they are set for their toughest test yet as they head to the Midwest to take on number 1 South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits are coming off a first-round bye after receiving the top overall seed in the entire FCS playoff, with their only loss coming 7-3 to Big Ten Iowa. Delaware looking for the playoff upset this Saturday with kickoff set for 3 o'clock on ESPN+. And of course, 94.7 WDSD. Now it's time for our top plays of the week, courtesy of Delaware Live Sports. These are some playoff edition of Delaware Live Sports top plays. Let's take a look at the top 4. We're going to get started at number 4 with Seaford and Kareem Bolden. The quarterback, known for doing it on offense, here he's going to be back to receive the kick, trailing 21-7. He'll catch it at the 15 and reverse field. Got some white jerseys in front of him, and then there he goes. Turns on the speed down the sideline, untouched for, of course, an 85-yard touchdown on the kickoff return for Kareem Bolden at number 4. On to number 3, Nair Farlow and Jameer Snell. These are some one-handed catches and some one-handed touchdowns. Check out the first one between Laurel and Tatton. Will go up and make it with the one-handed catch, able to tip it to himself, take it the rest of the way for a big touchdown in Laurel's big victory over Tatnall. They're heading back to the championship game. But that's one of 2 plays. Here's Jameer Snell in Lake Forest versus Friends. Check out this interception here. Tattersall going to fire to the left side. Snell with a Beckham-like right-handed interception in the end zone. Amazing plays there, 2 of them at number 3. On to number 2, it's Ymir Knight. He is going to be doing what he does best, and that's scoring touchdowns. Here he is, going to catch this one up the middle, 82 yards. Check out the speed. No one is even going to get close to him, and they had some good angles. Wouldn't it matter? Ymir Knight, one of the most talented players in the state, 82 yards for a touchdown at number 2. And here's that play you saw a few moments ago from TJ Martin and St. Mark's. This one sealed the deal in the 4th quarter. Martin taking the handoff up the middle, 89 yards, his 2nd touchdown of the game last week against Red Lion. St. Mark's back into the Final Four. They're in the semifinals where they'll meet Friends this weekend to see who heads to the state championship. That'll do it for sports this week. Matt, back to you.
Nick, thank you. And also with sports this week, Rod Milstead was dismissed as Delaware State University's head football coach on Monday. Milstead spent 5 years as DSU's head coach. Milstead's teams had an overall record of 17-33 and a Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference record of 7-18. The university's athletic director, Alicia Shields Gadsden, released a statement thanking Coach Milstead for his service to the football program and to the university. Switching gears to this past weekend's holiday, the Brandywine Valley's SPCA held a Thanksgiving feast for their 4-legged friends. Many cats and dogs received a pet-friendly fixing on Thanksgiving Day. Every homeless pet across the organization's 4 shelters got a meal dished out with love. The meals included pet favorites like turkey, chicken, sweet potatoes, and pumpkins. It's my favorite as well, along with special puppuccinos for the dogs.
We are hoping that these animals, the dogs, the cats, very soon find their forever homes. We have a lot of great animals here that are looking for that forever home, so please stop by anytime and check them out.
In total, more than 60 volunteers prepared and served meals to more than 500 cats and dogs. And from a human perspective, this year's Thanksgiving was extra special as a well-known Wilmingtonian held their final Thanksgiving turkey drive. But don't worry, in this case, final does not mean finished. The DETV crew, along with Kaylin Pride, was there for the passing of the torch to our own CEO, Ivan Thomas. Take a look.
I'm Kaylin Pride with DETV, and right now we're outside at Norman Oliver's annual turkey drive. It's his 40th and final year, and next year DETV's own Ivan Thomas will be taking over.
You guys hold a special place in my heart, and it's a privilege to take over after Norman and to keep doing what we do. So
you asked me how I feel. I feel good. I'm honored. Look at all these volunteers. As you can see, all the seniors are happy, and we're going to help over 2,000 people, which is so cool.
Our big donations need to be bigger now because it's just growing and growing, and the seniors need more and more help, and hopefully with the turkeys and and more food drives that we're going to be doing and working in the communities a lot more moving forward, it will be able to help them.
2019 was our biggest year, so that was amazing. We were probably giving away 6,000 turkeys at that point. Wow. Well, then of course COVID came. We struggled with that for a couple years because we didn't like that, but we started giving out gift cards instead, just to the seniors here in the city. And then with it being Norman's last year, we just decided let's end it where it started, which is here. It's where it started in the city of Wilmington.
So we've been doing this with Norman for about 6 years or so now. We've been able to support. I'm from this area, so I've worked in all these stores in Wilmington. We have a great group of associates that always support this. It's an exciting time for us every year when it comes up.
All right, have a happy holidays, and we'll see you next year.
It's a great story, and we here at DETV are so happy to carry on that legacy from Norm. After all the Thanksgiving festivities ended, the Christmas season has officially arrived here in Wilmington. It started this past weekend with the 58th annual Wilmington Jaycees Christmas Parade. The parade, held annually downtown, featured marching bands, elected officials, dance troupes, and more. Santa Claus himself also came to town as he rode his sled with his reindeer right down North Market Street. The parade was held in conjunction with Small Business Saturday, a perfect day for Deco's Deck the Halls kickoff. Deck the Halls is a winter wonderland experience in downtown Wilmington's first contemporary food hall. With a holiday market, meet and greets with Santa and small business vendors, the experience will be on display from now up until December 17th. Be sure to check that out. In honor of the season of giving, Deco partnered with Motorcycle Santa as a drop-off point for their annual toy drive. Donations benefit the Ronald McDonald House of Delaware and Children's Hospitals. To see their wish list, head to the website on your screen. Donations will be accepted up until December 15th. And every year, the Department of Health and Social Services grows poinsettias at the greenhouse on the Herman Holloway campus for their annual holiday sale. This year, the proceeds from the sale of nearly 1,800 poinsettias will help support its youth programs.
A lot of our plants have been sold out, but we still have a few specialties left and a few of our 6-inch plants. And by a few, I mean a few hundred.
Orders can be made online at the website below. Well, that's going to do it for today's edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us all across our social media platforms and check out our website. That's detvch.com for more news. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for joining us. Take care. We'll see you next time.